Watch it away. Come here. Touch it. Welcome to my hallway. This is a hallway, and it's not very special. There's nothing unique about it, except that it is lined with photos of cars and family members and stuff like that. There's a lot of photos missing. There's a lot of hooks in the wall that are just hooks and there's no photos hanging from them, no frames, no nothing. And on top of that, as you have noticed, none of them are straight. Not a single one. None of them. It's not a single one of them are hanging straight. I really want to attend to this because it's every time someone comes up, there's a comment about this. And they're all right. It looks like garbage. Not to mention there's this weird blue section, which you can see just up there in the ceiling. And it's cool that there's something different, but it's a hallway. And to second that, this bit's not blue. That bit back there's not blue. Why do we want that bit blue? Why blue? Look, I can't say much. I painted a room green, but I don't know. Seems a bit odd. Anyway. We're going to make this better. We're going to write this, we're going to pretty it up. I've printed off more photos, I've got newer frames. I'm going to get all frames of the same, not the same style, but the same color, so then the frames are more cohesive. We're going to continue in this theme. They're not going to be regular, they're not going to be consistent, they're going to be scattered. They're going to have like equidistance between them and they're going to be uniform. There's a bit of work until we start hanging stuff. What we first need to do, rip all the pictures off. Take them all off. Then fill in all the old holes, paint over it. But also, I want to change the light in here. Because it's a hallway and it's already pretty dark, I don't think yellow light's really good. So I'm going to swap them out for white light. But I've already pulled one out and they just plug in. They're super simple and it's just an LED. These have a switch already on them. So you can swap what light they produce. Now, I didn't know that until after I pulled it out and then I realised, oh, there's a switch on the back. What does that do? And I plugged it in and switched it and I was like, oh, I didn't need to pull this out the ceiling. So that means I need to get back up there to plug this back in because it's not an easy thing to reach from that little hole. But that's fine, we'll do that. Bit of an adventure. But for now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna rip all these photos off. Depressing as it looks, there's a part of me that actually likes it without all the photos on it. God, it is filthy though. Well, good start. I'm going to do something I've never done before. I'm going to mop the walls. So that filthy and that much dust on them. But I think they could do with a mop. Either that if that doesn't work, I'll use some spray. Can you make that out? That brown stain. Oh, here's the culprit here. You did that. You came in little droplets on the wall. We're doing good, we're doing well. So, holes are filled. They're not looking too bad. They're looking pretty all right. With some of them, I probably could have went over with them again, like put some more filler in them and sand them back to make them a bit smoother and a bit nicer. Not gonna do that. They're gonna be painted over, and then we're gonna have frames on top of them as well, so I'm not that fussed by it. I've also pulled the rest of the lights just down, not completely out. I haven't unplugged them. Hopefully we only go for the one adventure when we go up there to put this one back. But I pulled the lights out and I've started with painting the edges and trimming for the undercoat. I don't know why that was so difficult for me to get out. I'm undercoating this one because it's so blue. We need to change it to a similar base color to the wall, so when we paint over it, it'll look sort of the same. So we've undercoated the edges. We're gonna then paint this center bit with a big fat roller. Once that's dried, we can then put the final top coat on, and then we can paint the walls. We'll do that at the same time when we do the ceiling. And then we're gonna get some freaking pictures up there. I'll be honest with you, I don't particularly know how I'm gonna line all these pictures up. We will figure it out somehow, some way. Oh, and hopefully you can, hopefully you can't see here that I've test painted this bit of the wall just to see, I test painted it with the color, not just with the undercoat, with color just to see if it matches the wall all right. And this was with a brush, so the texture's not quite right. But I'm glad to say that it's, as far as I can tell, identical. But I think that means, and hopefully it does, I don't need to repaint the entire wall. I can just go ham with the roller, and then we don't need to worry about any of the edges because it's all gonna sort of look the same. I'm hoping, I'm really, really hoping. I hate ceilings. It looks white. Sick. I won't lie with that. Had some casualties with painting this hallway. One being me, the other being you. What's all that? Where is that from? Well, for stars, I don't even know how I'm going to get up there, actually. I think I'm going to have to jump. Oh, this isn't sketchy at all. There we go. Getting down is going to be somewhat problematic. It's going to be very problematic. We've got to go that way. All right. Oh. Oh. Let's get that. Oh, this is uncomfortable. Why is the ceiling so low? I think that there is where we need to go. Oh, you got a cobweb straight across here. Cobwebs. Oh, hang on, I went past it. There's one hole. So, oh, there it is. Fantastic. All right. So I presume you. Yeah. There we go. Sweet. All right. That was a lot easier than I was expecting. Now let's figure out how to get out and how to get down. Look, my priority is not to fall through the roof. Not so much for my safety, but because I don't want to repair it. Oh, we're back. How the hell am I going to get down that? Ooh. Oh. Let's see if it works. Oh, it does. Oh, wow, the lighting is so much better. Sick. All right, put the rest of the lights up. Get rid of all the old towels. Then we can move on to frames. All right. Let us talk frames. And as you can see, I've got quite a few. We've got quite a few different options. The main theme, I don't know what you would call it. The idea, right, is that we're not going to have, see, I think I need to lower you a little bit because even I look a bit washed out. We've got different size frames, we've got different varieties, we've got little bits of everything. The main thing is we're just gonna have them all black and the frames are just gonna be slightly different in detail, just to keep some variety, just so it doesn't look all, you know, how do I word it? Like, so before, as you saw, the frames were all just all over the place. Like there was just different frames, random stuff, and it's all just like a bit of a mess, right? I want to keep some of that mess, and I'm gonna keep that with different varieties of frames with sizes and styles. But I still want some sort of order, so we're gonna have to try and figure out how to make them look pretty regimented and look like they're meant to be. They're not just all over the place. I'm unsure how this is gonna look in the end. I'm pretty sure, regardless, we're gonna have a lot of extra empty frames, stuff that hasn't been filled. I don't know if you heard that, that was the cat meowing there. I suppose now is time to mount this one and figure it out from there. And on that note, let's talk about the wall now that it's been painted. I reckon, you may even be able to see from there, I reckon that this could almost do with a sand and a paint. Again, because you can almost, well, you can quite clearly see some of the areas where I perhaps didn't sand through enough and everything's not level enough, and it probably could do with another coat. That's maybe another reason why the color variation is a little bit different. Basically, you can see where the holes were in the wall and where I filled them. I'm hoping that all the frames on here are going to distract your eye enough to where you're not going to notice. So the plan is going to be mount all the frames, put everything up there. If it is still obvious that the wall's not perfect, I'm gonna put more effort in, pull all the frames down and tidy it up. On the second note though, now that the lights are back in, how much better is the lighting? It's so much better than the yellow light. I think it's so much nicer and it's gonna display the frames really well. Anyway, let's mount the first one. Now we're right. I'm gonna eyeball it. I reckon there. See how far it sits on the wall. I'll be honest with you, I think I'm on top of the hook, so I think I'm on the hook. Can you see it alright? What are you looking at? What can you see? Hey, can someone see it? That's okay, I can see it. Oh! She's pretty level. Not only does this look fantastic, but this is going to take a long time, a lot of measuring, and a lot of checking. Let me grab another frame and see what's happening. Ow! biggest issue we're gonna have is getting heights right. Like when I want something, like, I think this is a good idea to have this one level at the top. I think trying to match that's gonna be the most difficult part. 3:30. I'm good. I'm good. The shape of a kidney bean. Like it's got the... wasn't glue group. Anyway, done that side, let's go on the other side. Time has passed, decisions have been made, things have been completed. I've done this wall, happy with this wall, happy with my kidney bean. This side, look, I have hung, just on this side alone, something like, I think it's 40, hang on, I can figure it out. I have hung 44 frames on this side. And like what, on average, each frame has, let's say 4 photos, because there's a few big ones here with lots of collages. That is a lot of photos, a lot. I don't have enough to populate all of these. And down that end on this side, I'm thinking just leaving it as it is at the moment. And then as time goes on, as we add more and more photos, we can then add more frames to it. All right, now that this is done, rip off all the films. One by one, pull each frame off and start populating the photos. That's the plan. Let's get to it. Number 1. We're not even like a quarter of the way through. My thumbs are absolutely killing me because of these stupid little tabs right there. And there's about 16 bajillion. Alright, we are finished. We are done. It has turned out. I'm chuffed with how well everything lines up. Like, it's not perfect. And I'll be honest, there is one major cut that I've done. So I thought it would be cool to run like a line that sort of mazes its way throughout this, just so it sort of breaks it up, so it's not just consistently just a splatter of frames. I did that, and if you can look at it this way, looks good. Like coming out of that bedroom over there, looks great. But when you look at it sideline, because you can only see the ones that go that way, the lines that break it up and go that way, and not the ones that are vertical, it just looks like I haven't lined it up very well. And if I were to do it again, I'd fix that. But I'm not going to fix it this time. In a weird way, I almost think it is fitting for like my family and everything, which is what this is. It's just all family photos. It's like chaotic, but then from the right angle you can find some sort of order, even if it is still chaotic. That's how I'm convincing myself that this is not worthwhile changing. But But yes, I quite like my kidney bean layout of frames. I'm genuinely impressed with how easy it was to line these things up relatively consistently, like consistently enough to where it's not like you don't overly scrutinise it and think it's bad. I'm well chuffed. The only real problem is I've ran out of photos. I need more photos. I reckon the biggest issue now is going to be trying to keep them straight with Satine jumping around, me being a klutz myself and just knocking stuff over. That's going to be the biggest issue. But for now, I think we've done a bang up job. I think we have done good. If I don't hit record, I could be just speaking to myself. Which I pretty much am anyway. But I remember Adam Savage quoting someone about it. He's the dude from Mythbusters. He was saying that like making and doing stuff with your hands is all about just trying to hide your mistakes and hide, just basically getting away with it as much as possible. At risk of sounding like a wuss, those whatever frames, the little metal bits have cut up my fingers something fierce and dug in under the nails. There's no tears yet on this project, but there's been a lot of blood.